We're going to change the rear differential fluid, or the VTM-4 fluid, on this 2005 Honda Pilot. There's two bolts on this rear diff. You have the one on top, which is up here, and the drain plug, which is on the bottom. The top one is your fill plug, and the bottom one is the drain plug. And you always want to remove the fill plug first, just in case you can't get the fill plug off. You don't want to take the drain plug off and then not have a way to refill it. A 3/8 breaker bar fits right in there, and then we can break that loose. We'll take it out the rest of the way. Alright, we'll break this one loose. There's normally going to be a lot of pressure behind this bolt because the fluid is pretty thin. So as you unscrew it, keep pressure down, and then instead of just taking the bolt out all at once, I'm going to keep pressure on it and then just drain it out like this for a little bit until I get a good amount of the fluid out. The container's full, so I'm gonna grab another one. At the beginning, you really gotta hold that bolt in there, or else whenever you pull it out, it's just gonna fire a few feet out the back of the car. And I think at this point, I'm good to take it out. Yeah, that's good. Strain this all out. I'll probably let it sit for 5-10 minutes. You don't really wanna see much on the magnet that's on the end of this fill bolt, and it looks good. Usually, it'll come with some new crush washers, and it's always a good idea to put new ones on. It's always good to clean up the old hardware. Reinstall the drain bolt with the new crush washer. And we'll snug that up. We'll wipe everything down so we know if there's any leaks in the future. To make sure this pump that we're going to be using to pump the new fluid in is purged of any old fluids that this might have pumped before, we're going to use the old fluid that we drained out and pump it through here into another container, just to make sure we're not going to be putting like transmission fluid into the rear diff. This elbow that I have on the end of the rubber tube is pretty nice for getting it to go up into the fill port and then stay up there, so I'll be able to just put that in there. I'll be refilling this with Honda Genuine VTM-4 differential fluid. And it's always kind of good with Hondas to stick with the genuine fluids because sometimes they can be picky. We'll put the tube in and start pumping. You fill this up until it starts to leak out of that fill hole. And now that's starting to flow back out at the same rate that we're filling it up. So whenever I put a pump in, it just starts to flow right back out, and that's what we're looking for. Nice thing is you can't really overfill it. I got it a little bit full because that was taking up the space in that hole, but it'll just drain back out to the level that it's supposed to be. Reinstall the upper bolt and snug it up. And wipe everything down. We'll start it up and make sure there's no leaks. Alright, and everything looks great. And that's how you change the rear differential or VTM fluid on a 2005 Honda Pilot.